Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with us here on Montana This Morning. I'm Augusta McDonough.
And I'm Louis Dorch. Hope you're having a great start to your Friday. Almost the weekend, Augusta.
Almost the weekend.
And it's going to be a big weekend. We just had a preview of the Grizz game that's going to be going on this weekend.
Yeah, it's a big deal. The Brawl of the Wild,
yeah.
as they say.
Yeah, and if you're planning, I know a lot of people are probably going to make that trip over to Bozeman. If you plan on doing it, it looks like tomorrow should be nice. Clear skies.
Good deal.
Yeah, should see some sunshine. However, it's going to be cold. We're talking about highs only in the upper 20s, lower 30s. So keep that in mind if you are going to be doing some traveling for the game tonight or moving tomorrow morning. Now, as far as today goes, we do have several winter weather advisories in place. So I want to run through these here for you real quick this morning. This is in the glacier region. This is going to be through 3 p.m. this afternoon. If you're up there, around 2 to 4 inches possible. For the most part, if you head over Mariah's Pass, could pick up around 6 inches throughout the day. Now here for parts of Idaho and then the Bitterroot, Missoula Valley, then up along the Montana and Idaho border towards Trout Creek and Thompson Falls, you're going to see possible 1 to 3 inches of snow. This winter weather advisory is in place until 11 a.m. this morning. Then over towards Bozeman, Dillon, you're going to see up to 3 inches possible, and this winter weather advisory is in place until 5 p.m. this evening.
All right, thank you, Louis. And up on the Flathead, Kalispell's newest elementary school now has a new name. Back in early September, the district put out a call to the community to nominate a person who has contributed significantly to the development of that community. MTN's Nicole Miller reveals what the school will now be called.
After a months-long process of votes and meetings and public input, Kalispell Public School Board of Trustees unanimously voted Tuesday to name the district's new elementary school Rankin Elementary School after Jeanette Rankin, Montana's first woman to serve in Congress.
Jeanette Rankin was the first U.S. Congresswoman and appointed to represent Montana, and was born in 1880 and passed away in 1973.
The selection committee reviewed more than 50 names nominated before deciding on Rankin, who was born in Missoula and helped pass the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote.
She was the first, and actually was, I was told, was elected before women even had the right to vote, and she was instrumental in passing the amendment that allowed women to vote.
Progress on the construction of the school has also been moving along.
We're roughly about a week and a half ahead of schedule right now. So far we have the gym is brick veneer will start going up on Monday morning. Structural steel on sequence 1 is here and installed. Sequence 2 and 3 are delivered today and tomorrow.
We put a fast track on this elementary school because we knew that we needed it to be ready for kids in the fall of 2018. So far so good. We continue to work. The construction crew out there have been excellent to work with. Again, we're just very excited and very grateful to the community for the support.
Reporting in Kalispell, Nicole Miller, MTN News.
Last fall, voters approved a $22 million bond for the new elementary school. And the city of Kalispell will soon be home to 3 new businesses, one of which will be the first ever in Montana. The new set of stores will be coming to the Spring Prairie Complex along Highway 93 south of Reserve Drive. REI, Mod Pizza, Panera Bread are the headliners and will be joined by T-Mobile and K Jewelers in the complex. Panera Bread will be the first location in the state. Kalispell Chamber President Joe Unterner says getting these big-name brands can be a reflection of a strong local economy.
It's great to get these national brand names into our market. I mean, I think it shows their confidence in what they're seeing, both with our resident economy and then the amount of tourism economy that we've got.
Those stores should be completed by the next holiday season. And in Helena, Montana, lawmakers worked until early yesterday morning to wrap up a 2-day special session that put together a plan to fill the state's budget hole. On Thursday, Governor Steve Bullock told reporters that while he didn't like everything in the plan, it made things a lot better. The 2-day special session was called by Bullock, a Democrat. He put together a proposal that included spending cuts, budget transfers, and some temporary tax increases. The Republican majority at the legislature adopted most of Bullock's plan, but put some of their own touches on it. Among those was a bill encouraging Bullock to extend the contract of the owner of the private prison in Shelby and thereby get at least $15 million for the budget and perhaps more. Bullock said he's talking with prison owners about the contract but hasn't made a final decision yet. The governor said he's glad that lawmakers agreed to take some steps to mitigate potential budget cuts and that they backed off earlier suggestions that he should use cuts to balance the entire budget.
At the end of the day, walking out of a 3-day legislative session, I think Montanans can have some confidence and assurance that where we ended up for the services that they expect, we're a heck of a lot better than where we walked in on Monday, and immeasurably better than where Republican leadership wanted to be just mere 4 or 5 weeks ago.
The session ended at 1 a.m. yesterday after 2 days of floor sessions and 1 day of hearings. Top news this morning, Tesla is getting into the big rig business. The electric car maker promises to shake up the $700 billion trucking industry with the unveiling of its first semi-tractor trailer. Hannah Doba has those details.
Tesla is going big rig. Meet the Tesla Semi. CEO Elon Musk unveiled the all-electric truck at an airport hangar near Los Angeles.
I hope you like what you see.
Musk says the truck burns no gas, will never need its brakes replaced, and is capable of traveling 500 miles on an electric charge, even with an 80,000-pound load. The tech CEO also says it's easier and safer to drive.
If you've got 80,000 pounds moving at 60 miles an hour, it's a very dangerous thing. Every truck we sell will have enhanced autopilot as standard.
Tesla's ultimate goal is to usher in sustainable transportation.
And because these mega chargers are solar powered, your truck is running on sunlight.
Government statistics show trucks account for nearly 1/4 of transportation-related greenhouse gas emissions in the country. Hannah Doba, CBS News.
Demand for electric trucks is expected to grow over the next decade as the U.S., Europe, and China all tighten their emissions regulations. Tesla says production of the all-electric Semi begins in 2019. Other top news headlines this morning, Minnesota Senator Al Franken says he will cooperate with an ethics committee review. The Democrat is accused of forcibly kissing radio host Leanne Tweeden while both were on a USO tour in 2006, prior to Franken's time in the Senate. Franken was also photographed posing with his hands over Tweeden's breasts as she slept. The senator issued an apology, calling his actions completely inappropriate. Members of the Senate Finance Committee ferociously debated a tax plan. It was ultimately approved along party lines, with every Democrat voting no. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell plans to bring the bill to the floor the week after Thanksgiving. The House already approved its version. Meteorologist Louis Dortz joins us now in the Weather Center. Louis.
All right, thank you, Augusta. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great start to your Friday. I love this picture that was sent in to us yesterday by Cindy. She's taking a trip somewhere, not sure where she's going, but took a picture of the M. You can see the M right there in the background as she's leaving Missoula. Cindy, thank you so much for this really cool picture right here. Really enjoy it. Hope you have a good trip wherever you may be going. Let's talk about your temperatures real quick for today. 27 in Missoula, 33 right now in Polson, 34 in Kalispell, 28 Seeley Lake, 27 in Phillipsburg, 34 in Hamilton, 32 St. Regis. We're at 33 this morning, waking up in Thompson Falls. And yes, we do have some snow showers still to talk about. Now, they're going to be more light and scattered here in northwestern Montana. Actually, we're going to start to see a little bit of sunshine peek through the clouds later on in the day with just some light showers here this morning. And then as you head further south, this is where we're going to see a better chance of snow. Now, this is what we're expecting for today. It's not going to be this widespread system moving through. It looks like we're going to see these bands of snow roll through. Now, some of these will drop some heavy, moderate snow really quickly at times as they move through, but it's not going to last long. So by the time it's all said and done, places like the Missoula and Bitterroot valleys up here along the Montana and Idaho border, and then the central Idaho here, could pick up 1 to 3 inches, maybe a little bit higher in those higher elevations. We already have reports of around 1 inch of snow in Missoula at the National Weather Service. I just saw that they put that out a little while ago. And again, about 1 to 3 inches possible as you roll throughout the day. Here's a quick look at your travel, what we can expect. Lost Trail Pass is now snow covered. Lolo Pass has slush and scattered slush. Lookout Pass, if you're traveling I-90 there, a Lookout Pass, chains are now required if you're towing a vehicle there. McDonald Pass, slush and scattered slush, and Mariah Elias Pass, we're seeing ice and some black ice. So yeah, difficult travel again expected for today. A quick look at your weekend forecast. After some snow and 30s for today, we'll see still cooler temperatures, upper 30s and lower 40s Saturday and Sunday. But notice, yes, we are going to start to dry it out. However, we're going to bring in another chance of rain as we roll into next week. Here's your 7-day forecast. The week of Thanksgiving looks mild. Notice temperatures mostly in the 40s, even close to 50 possible on Wednesday. But it looks to be pretty wet next week with our best chance of rain on Monday, but also some other rain showers on Wednesday and even Thanksgiving. Kalispell will see some snow this morning. 30s through Saturday, 40 on Sunday. Again, rain showers next week. In Hamilton, 37 today, 40 Saturday, 43 on Sunday, rain showers and 42 by Monday.
All righty, thank you, Lewis. We'll be right back after this break.